Hi, today we're having a little masterclass on style variables. So first of all, you may ask yourself, what are style variables? And style variables in Toddle are pretty cool because they allow you to set dynamic styling on any HTML element that you can add in Toddle, any div block, any button, anything. So let's look at this together. And probably the easiest example to understand how style variables work are using bar charts. So let's build a simple bar chart today, thanks to using style variables. So let's look at this together. So first of all, we start with a blank project in Toddle, and I'm going to go in here, and we're going to add a div block, just like that. And let's make this div block with 5 rem, and let's make it height 25 rem as an example. Yeah, 25 rem. That looks beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to give it rounded borders of 10 pixels, and we're going to give it a background color of a blue 100. That looks beautiful. Now inside of here, we're going to add another div block and a bunch of divs. We're going to make the width 100%, the height 80%, so we can test with it. And now we see it's kind of like aligned on the top. So we want to go in the parent holding it and go on layout and move it down. And now it's aligned to the bottom. And now we're going to make the background color of this element blue 500. And now we got like our progress bar chart. Now the top is rounded, the bottom is not. So we're going to go to this div here, and we're going to go on layout, and we're going to make clip, clip. And now we got them both clipped. So now we want to animate the height. One way of doing that could possibly be using inline attributes, but they require you to know CSS, and we don't want to know CSS. We just want a simple solution. So what I'm going to propose we start doing is we click outside of the canvas, and we have a variable already with data. So let's just delete that. Let's create a new variable. Let's call this progress. And I'm going to make 50 for 50%. And now we're going to go on this div, and we want to kind of get this height also 50% based on the 50 variable that, could come from an API call, could come from a form input, whatever. And here's how we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on this element, on this div that we want to animate, and we're going to go on the styling tab, and we're going to go on style variables. We click on the plus, and we're going to create a style variable. In this case, there are multiple types we can set. We can set color, spacing, font size. If we want to do height or width or position, that would be spacing, because that will add the unit. If I were to add color, that would not be a unit. So you get the idea how this works. And I'm going to call this height. You can call this whatever you want, but it makes sense to call it height because we're setting the height. But now I want to bind this to my variable of progress. So now we set the style variable for height for 50. Oh, it should be 50%. And now you ask yourself, why isn't the bar here where 50% should be? And this is why, because we have to bind the style variable now to the height of this element. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this div, and in the styling section, in size, I'm going to hover over height, and we see the star in here. We only will see the star though if we have a height style variable. So let's go on the star and let's bind it to height. Now, as you can see, it is 50%. And if I were to update the variable to be 75, it would go to 75. So now let's actually, how about we add an input in here, and we go in this input and we make it a number input. So in order to do that, we go on attributes and we make it type number, and we are going to bind it to our progress variable. So now when I change this to be 5, or if I change this to be 5, it's at 5. If I change this to be 45 and 70, it will change. But there is no nice animation that animates this. But we can change that. So let's go to this div. let's go back to styling. Let's go on the default style. Let's scroll all the way down on the styling section, and let's go to transition. Now, inside of transition, we got already height in here. So we want to animate the height, and let's make it, I don't know, what should we do? Let's do ease in out, ease in expo. And now we got our animation. Here we go. Maybe want to make ease in, or maybe we just want to do ease. Height on ease is probably the nicest one. Yeah, so now we got it nicely animating. 65, 50. Here we go. 90. So we got a nice animation now, and this is how we can animate data. And yeah, it also works on the live side, but it's not loading right now, but it also works on the live side. So this is how we do those things inside of Toddle. Now, this works with colors, this works with everything. And if you want to learn more about style variables and also how you can use classes for animations and how you can use style variables to make animations that are pretty cool. Actually, let me show you what I did with style variables and classes. Because that's pretty cool. Because you can actually make very, very, very cool animations in Toddle. I kind of like built an animated figure inside of Toddle using style variables and actions. And that must my GSAP code. No, we don't want to do that. So I built the eye as a component. And then I have Toddy. And this is built with style variables and with classes. And this is fully built in Toddle, as you can see. We got the eyes, their components. We got the mouth, the tongue. And it has classes, and it uses style variables and classes to animate this figure, to bring it to life and to have the eyes blink and like to live. And this is built, and if you want to know how to do those more complex things, how to make animations in Toddle that kind of like work autonomously, I would highly suggest you to look at NocodeProCode.com. It's the best place to learn and build faster in Toddle and Xano. It helps you to become a better Toddle developer and to learn the basics on how to structure the backend properly, how to make more comprehensive things. We got Toddle boilerplates of basically a pre-built SaaS application that already has 80% done of all the hassle that you need to set up, so you can focus on the 20% that you actually enjoy doing, and you don't have to care about payments, SaaS payments, managing free trials, kicking people off, page redirects, basic login UI, basic login forms. What if people need to resend their email, sending them an OTP, resetting passwords, all that stuff? It's all taken care of by the template. You get access to that as well. You get an unrestricted, unlimited license you can use for yourself, for your clients, for whatever you want to do, for your clients, for yourself. As part of the membership, you get step-by-step courses. We have dozens and dozens of hours of educational courses alone for the boilerplates. For the one boilerplate that is the current one, that's the latest version, there is a 5-hour course on how to set it up and how it was built, so you understand every piece of it if you want to. So we got the step-by-step courses. We got a whole component library. Actually, let me show you the beautiful component library because it grows from day to day. For example, in here, we got like a Toddle touch swipe plugin, so you can have native swipes like Tinder basically on your iPhone app that you may want to build in Toddle. We got a GSAP plugin that you just saw the code, so I mean, how about I just expand that on here, because the secret is, it's not a secret anymore because I just showed you the code. So please feel free to copy it. That's now open to the public apparently. We got a mini course on compliant fonts, because fonts is a big thing. And, we got the daily office hours. But let me show you actually the premium Toddle template. So we got the frame, right? And we got our Toddle Touch Swipe plugin, the GSAP plugin. We got a Toddle single page application template, how you can build single page applications in Toddle. We got a custom video player. We got a pre-built fancy file uploader, and we got a whole, how much? 23-minute step-by-step course teaching you how to set it up on the front end and back end. And we got a Toddle light and dark mode switch that is just beautiful with animations and everything. We got a fancy Toddle file uploader. This is already pre-built. You just have to copy and paste. No setup needed for you besides copying, pasting it. And right now it loads it to the Xano database. And when I click on here, it deletes it from the database and the CDN. So you're not junking up your cloud storage with Xano. We then also got like a template for a slider in Toddle. We got a moving rainbow background gradient in case you ever need that. We also got a template for an AI image generator inside of Toddle. We got Toddle and Stripe elements, a guide to set it up, and there's a pre-built component just to copy and paste coming today. We got a Toddle AI voiceover generator, checkout for Lemon Squeezy, and much more. And we haven't even talked about the Xano tutorials and the Xano templates. So there's a bunch of things happening in the community, in the educational membership. You get templates to the frame, which is basically like the flagship. So this is a pre-built boilerplate to set up a SaaS in Toddle and Xano. It includes the Stripe, all the Stripe setup, managing chargebacks, managing upgrades, managing payments, managing cancellations. If they cancel, they're removed from the database. If they sign up, they're added and they're marked as added. So we got that all set up. And if they make a chargeback, they're flying off the membership. They're flying off your SaaS. We got the resend for authentication, for email sending, all of that set up. We got the Toddle setup, of course, the front end, authentication, cookies, everything. And we got the Xano user management, everything set up. So you'll have like your own member stack set up in Xano for you to manage the users. And then we got step-by-step courses on how to set up that membership, 2 hours on the backend course. So you understand the basics of what you actually use. We got 1.5 hour SaaS authentication course in Toddle and Xano. We got then 1 hour more, 1/2, I think, billing and paid API endpoints in Toddle and Xano. So you protect them so people can't call your API endpoints if they haven't paid. And then we got Toddle auth redirects and logout. You can clone the snippet in here. I should probably not show the snippet token. I'll change it after this video aired. I don't mind sharing an old one and you don't see the link, so I'm good. I'll change it after this video. And yeah, and this is resolved. It should be working now. There was like a bug in Xano. And if you got any questions about setting up that template, we got daily office hours, we got an ask for help form, and we got a form where you can send a Loom video and you get a Loom video back from me to help you solve your problem. And we got daily office hours from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. PDT, where you can ask your questions about setting up the templates and, the roadblocks you face, and we'll help you resolve those in our support office hours that we have Monday to Friday. So this and much, much more, and daily new content coming towards you. This is the Nocode ProCode membership. And if you want to join, you just simply go on nocodeprocode.com, click on Get Access Today, make a little video or an audio now. We also support audio. Talk about, what you're trying to build, how we can help you, and then you'll receive your invite to join in less than 12 hours, and you're inside. You're on the inside. Thank you so much for watching, for all your support. I really appreciate that. Regardless on if you join or not, thank you so much for all your support on YouTube. I really appreciate that. It really means the world to me. So thank you so much for everything. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, please let me know if you need any specific things you want to see in the membership or on YouTube. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all your support, all your wonderful messages, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.